Del Boy Army, welcome to another spicy one on the channel. Team of the season. First weekend's gone. Not the biggest, probably the least important one being the community team of the season, but you've whet your appetite. You've got that sweaty weekend league out of the way, and you've got rewards to look forward to, hopefully good ones. This video here is dedicated to helping you guys improve, and for a lot of people trying to make that jump from gold to elite. Video is going to be relevant whether or not you're elite already, or if you're a low gold just trying to move up, gold 2, gold 1. Video is going to help you. But there's going to be 5 useful tips in this video that are dedicated to helping you guys improve. If you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. Every day, new videos like this dedicated to helping you guys improve. First, I want to say a big thank you to Aniva for sponsoring this video. Let me talk a little bit about them. Aniva are a website where you can buy lots of great games. There's all sorts of different stuff on here, but you can see all the different games that Aniva have got on their website right now. And Aniva are in partnership with Trustly, and they're offering a special discount from the 23rd of April, so that's already gone, to the 9th of May. So you can see here, across here, they've got 13 days left on this partnership that they're doing with Trustly. Lots of discounts that you can see on all these different games. Cyberpunk, you can get a key for it here. So it's a website where you get keys. You can get Xbox, PlayStation codes, gift cards for people. Cyberpunk came out in December, one of the biggest games of the last year, and it's already basically around 20 quid. FIFA 21, the same. Trustly, that Aniva are doing a partnership with, is a payment provider that makes it easy to pay with your bank account, makes purchases super easy. You can pay from your bank straight away with Trustly. You don't even need to get an app, no registration, no manual entries, and it is very secure. Easier to pay with Trustly than other alternatives, as you don't even need to have cards or passwords, while also paying with money you already have. Let's show you a little bit how it works. So you can see here, we've got this sale. You can see all the different games. I'm going to go on to Cyberpunk. I'm going to add it to my cart. Simple as that. Go to the checkout. And then there you go. Don't want honey there. You can see there, you use Trustly. And you just go from there. Very simple and easy to use. Honestly, great website. Get involved, lads. First big tip we're going to use in this video when talking about Weekend League is using impact subs properly. Team of the season Weekend Leagues are the sweatiest, hardest ones you are going to get any time of FIFA. It's a lot less casual players playing at this time, a lot less people probably than at the start of the year, and by default means people generally have better teams. People also tend to be better because it's more hardcore players, and they're also playing that little bit extra try hard to try and get the best results. I would definitely recommend having a very meta team if you want to achieve best results. I talk about that in lots of different videos, but when it comes to subs, people often quite often even neglect them. I wouldn't say many people don't have good subs, but some don't, and a lot of people don't actually use them. If at this point of the year, if you're not going to extra time, subs aren't quite as essential because most players now have good stamina, but a lot of people have swing games, and by this I mean those games that if they won, they would have got the next rank. They're like these 50-50 games which go either way, where they don't use the subs properly, they go to extra time, and they end up losing. Know when you should sub players off based on stamina, which subs you're going to make. For me, I have this team of the messy in dire situations when I think I might lose a game. You can use loans, just leave them at one game so you can still use them in friendlies for objectives. I have a midfielder that I can bring on. I don't really ever sub on defenders. You don't really need to ever sub on a defender. If I get a red card, then I could always just move Rooney back there. Yes, he doesn't have the best defending, but he can do a job there still. Vidal might be a bit slow off the bench for that. But you can see I've got a lot of versatility in my bench, and it can make a big, big difference in games. So many people lose tight games that if they just got that little bit extra out of the team, they could turn those games that they lose or lose on pens into wins. Subs can make a big difference. The second point that I'm going to talk about is having a game plan. We're going to have 5 tips, like I said. The third, fourth, and fifth are going to be gameplay related. But as its ultimate team, it's so important to have a good team and good tactics and know how to use that. For me, having the good subs is a good starting point. When it comes to your tactics, having different game plans. So for me, for the most part, I stick to this from I'll always start minute 0 with this. I don't change my formation or tactic really too much based on the opponent. You can counter tactics a little bit, but you're not really going to figure out straight away what they're playing anyway. So starting your default, for me, it's my more aggressive, high pressing depth tactic. So I'll start with this. That's my plan. If I'm struggling, but I don't think that I need to go all out or anything, I might, or like still drawing, I might go to my more defensive one just to see out period of pressure. If I'm losing and I'm desperate late on, then I will switch to my ultra attacking just to get back into a game. That's my 5-3-2. Constant pressure, fast build up. You need to have a tactic that when it's desperate times and you're really struggling to get back into the game, you can switch to. For me, my ultra attacking 5-3-2 does that. And then also a tactic to see games out. So on this game, pressing is absolutely horrible to deal with, especially when they're all out pressed late on. For me, I go to a 4-2-3-1-2. Long ball seems good at keeping the ball, even though you wouldn't think so. But yeah, honestly, having different tactics, knowing when to change, makes a big difference. If you want to see these tactics in depth, then I've got videos dedicated to all these where I show my game plan and go in depth about the tactics. But the general point is, have a game plan, know when you're going to change formation, make sure you don't forget, know what minute you should change if you're losing, what minute you should change the pressing. Knowing exactly what you're going to do every minute of the game just makes things that little bit easier and will make you start to get more consistent results. Let's get into some gameplay tips for our third one. Tip number 3 comes to defending. For me, defending on FIFA for the last few years has been far too easy, and it's made champs a lot less fun. But there are a lot of games still where I can destroy people who seem like they know some stuff on the game they can attack all right, but they just dive in like idiots. And yes, people do play like idiots on this game. And sometimes I'm going to have to be mean and to the point, because I want to drill it into you guys' heads. My philosophy when it comes to defending is that I want to be hard to beat. If I concede a goal, I want it to be either I got screwed by the game, and to get screwed by the game to the point that there just wasn't anything you could do is very rare. There's nearly always some reason that you conceded a goal that was at least somewhat your fault, or because they do something special. And most people rarely do anything special that you just like fair play. A lot of the time it comes down to stupid errors. And diving in is one of the big ones. So not playing like an idiot when defending, but specifically not diving in is tip number 3. Watch this clip from a coaching session that I had. You can see here, he's just getting his men, running forward, diving in. Let's watch it all the way back from the beginning. So he runs right at him there. Press his tackle. Don't press tackle. Don't just run at people and do stupid stuff like that. Just dives in again. Dives in again. Dives in again. That's like 4 times, and his whole defence has been opened up now. The person I was coaching here hits elite quite regularly, but he went 1-0 down in this game to a silly goal, lost his head, stopped playing properly, and then just gave easy goals away. The reason as well that you don't really want to dive in is that if you don't dive in and hold your shape, your AI are very good on this game. It's very hard to break down the AI on this game if you just keep your shape. The best way to defend on this game, at least when you don't have to chase the game, is grab your midfielder, hold your shape, cover the midfield, and let your defence hold the shape. Sometimes you might have to switch and mark a through ball, but the last thing you want to do, unless you're certain you're going to get the ball, is just run forward like this. Too many people do it and mess up and just give stupid goals away. Like this goal was so avoidable. There, honestly, all he had to do was just run backwards and cover this area. This is one of the worst examples I've seen, and we had a laugh on the coaching session about it. Yeah, not just too easy. And he said straight away he was embarrassed about that goal, and knew I'd laugh about it when I saw it. But don't dive in. Hold your shape. Make yourself hard to beat. It is going to make a big difference in your gameplay. So when tip number 3 was related to not diving in the attack, in the defense, tip number 4 is kind of related to the other side of things. It's not rushing things in the attack. When it comes to the attack, so many people end up doing stupid stuff and ruining the chances. If you're playing against someone who's all out pressing you, I can understand you rushing things a bit more and getting a bit panicky. But when it comes to the attack, if you are patient and build up properly, you are going to get so much more joy. It's just going to make a huge difference in your attack. This person here, again, it's from the coaching session that we had. He's just conceded that goal where he's dove in loads. And what does he do? From kickoff, he just runs it straight forward. And he didn't get tackled that time. There was other examples where he did get tackled, but just think about it this way. He should have got tackled there and lost the ball. So instantly, he's ruined his kickoff. The next point I would say as well is that even if he runs past him, he's got all these defenders, a 5-back to get past, with 2 men. The only time you are going to be able to run from kickoff and score, like just running through people, is if they're not very good and they're a game you'll win easily anyway. Don't run it straight from kickoff. Build up properly. Go back. Be patient. As a general rule in attack anyway, take advantage of the kickoff boost. If you don't know about the kickoff boost is basically when you get a kickoff, you have a much better chance of scoring a goal, in my opinion, because simply put, it just feels sometimes like shots are broken, defenders are not as good. So use your kickoff. Don't just give the ball away cheaply. Be patient and build up properly, and you'll get much better results in scoring goals and your attack. The 5th and final tip I'm going to give you in this video is being decisive in your attack and taking advantage of your chances. Obviously, this can mean quite a few things, and I'm just going to talk you through a clip here where the coaching client does some honestly really good play and then just slightly messes it up at the end. So I'm going to give some good points about how he was taking advantage and being decisive, and then just say how he messed it up at the end of this clip. Being decisive and taking chances is one of the most important things in FUT Champs. So many people dominate games and lose with like 3, 4, 5 times the amount of shots of their opponent because, simply put, they just don't take the chances and then their opponent does. It makes a big difference and it will honestly improve your results drastically. If you find yourself missing a lot of chances, one of the best pieces of advice I can give you, get rid of that. One of the best pieces of advice I can give you is definitely watching some of the games back you do and looking where you're going wrong in attack. Let's watch this clip. So, good play here. See how he's triggering runs with the 1-2 passes? That's good as well. Like there, he has to mark that player there, so it gives him more time on the ball. 1-2s. They're a good way of being more decisive in the attack. Literally, it's just going to give you more time on the ball because your opponent has more to think about. Here, this is really nice now. Dead stop into Lacroquer. The dead stop into Lacroquer is a really good trick that can go either way and it's hard to defend. Here, I would say make sure you have the name and power bars along the bottom because it's just easier to get an idea of how hard you're hitting shots. But that, I would say, is about 2 to 2.5 bars of power max. Cruyff, if he has a weakness, his only weakness really is that he doesn't have great shot power. But generally speaking, when you shoot here across goal, it's a great angle to shoot from. You'd want to be maybe there or there, but like when you shoot, you want to shoot across goal and you want to hit it with at least 3 bars of power. One of the best ways you can become more clinical is just by hitting your shots a bit harder. 3 bars of power from here nearly always goes in. Occasionally it might hit the bar, but the times it goes beats the keeper compared to what happens now is so often it's worth it. You see there, some great build up here. We'll watch it again. Nice 1-2s, triggering runs. He uses the run there of Eusebio. Well, dead stop into Lacroquer, and then it gets saved because Pope's beast, but he just didn't put enough power on it. These are the type of chances that people end up missing and losing games that they shouldn't. Take your chances better, hit a bit more power in your shots, use all the different things we talked about there. It will help improve you drastically. Guys, appreciate your support. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to see more of content like this, please let me know. Again, check out Aniva and their trustless sale. Thank you as always, and keep it spicy.